There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome. Happy Sunday and welcome to our September Stampin' Craft. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, though we don't have too much more of it left, unfortunately. Today we're going to create a couple cards with the September Hero Studio release. The first card we're going to create, let me grab it here, features the card kit. This is the card right here. It's actually a shaker card. But we're going to improve upon the shaking a little bit on this one. I kind of played around with it after I created it to kind of make it a little bit better. So we will be making this fun shaker card with the card kit. And Cassie, these squirrels are so cute, aren't they? They're so fun. They're in such great positions. They're different way they're sitting or sleeping or whatever they're doing, and it just allows you to make so many little narratives with them that I think they're fun. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Hello, Lisa. Hello. Yes, it's a fun one. It's a fun one, and it's a fun take of that treehouse die. I really like that die in this set, and I used it a lot. And not only did I create a shaker card, but I kind of showed another way to build your scene by doubling up the tree so it kind of looks like you have a forest. And then the second card we're going to create is this bonus card here. And this one features a lot of the additional subscriptions. So we've got the die of the month. The sentiment is from the Stampin' Cut. And the background is created with the layering stencils. We even use the cling to add a pattern to the blanket, which I love that. And then we use the bonus item for the kitty. But what's nice about this card is a lot of the things, except for probably the die set, but a lot of these things could be, if you only have one of these, really the main focus is the die of the month. So you could create something pretty similar without this, without some of these other products, but they do come together really nicely. And I had a lot of fun combining the subscriptions this month. So that's kind of why that bonus card is the way it is. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Lisa. Okay, let's pop over to, let me change my camera view and let's start. There we go. Let's start with our card kit card. Switch back here. That looks good. You know what? I see one weird thing here. Let's see if I can't fix that. Looks a little bit better. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's start by stamping our images. I'm going to grab the card, actually, have it in front of us so we have the reference point or reference. And I'm going to stamp them in Hero Arts Intensified Black. This is a alcohol marker safe ink. Not only that is it's also a waterproof ink. So this is kind of my go-to black ink for pretty much anything and everything. We're going to use that to stamp our images here. So let's put that over there. And let's grab the stamp set. It's the Fall is my favorite. Big 6x8 stamp set. And you do want to stamp on some white paper, preferably a paper that you like to water, or not watercolor, that you like to alcohol marker color on. We will need the coordinating dies, so you might as well get those out as well. All right, and that's where we're going to start. I'm going to grab my Misty. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, Cassie. I really like it too. I really like it too. I think it's the best for watercoloring because it's just like dry and ready to go instantly. The trick for when you use it with alcohol markers is to make sure it's dry completely. But I just like having one ink I can always go to. It's great for classes too, because I don't have to buy bulk of that one ink, and I can do tons of different things with it. So yeah, it's my favorite. All right, we're going to pull out the pile of leaves. We're going to stamp that. This awesome stamp here with these individual leaves but is actually one stamp. This is amazing. We are going to use this a ton. This is a really fast way to stamp a bunch of leaves and die cut a bunch of leaves out at once. I hear a kitty. Oh, she's in a bag. And then we're going to grab a squirrel. And I picked this squirrel here that's kind of laying down, but his arms are up in the air. Looks like he's catching, and that's why I feel like it works well with this. Looks like he's playing with the leaves in his little nest. All right, we are going to stamp these 3 stamps. We will actually stamp these 2 leaf sets twice, but we'll start with this. Nice, Cheryl. You guys got it. Rosie, how are you, friend? You've had a busy weekend. Last night, we took my dad to see America, which only one guy is still left. One band member unfortunately passed away, and then the other one retired. So that was a little disappointing, but they sounded great. It was a really fun show. So we saw that last night with my dad. That was nice. And then we did do a little Oktoberfest before. So it ended up being a busy day. Plus, I did a spotlight live yesterday, or not spotlight, where it's now called unboxing. Sorry, my bad. We did an unboxing live for the 2 new September collections, which is the I Pick You and the Yule Fuel collections. So if you had a chance to check that out maybe after this live. That was a fun one. I created a fun shaker cards. We have like shaker cards a theme this weekend. I'm always happy to be crafting. Are you crafting along with me? Half that stuff I didn't have to do. 2/3 of that stuff I didn't need to do. So I'm really good at making myself overload myself. They're so cute. I know, the squirrels are so adorable. The minute I saw them and I saw all the different positions they were in, I just knew this was going to be a fun one. You can create so many little narratives with them. And that's like I love doing that. I think yesterday, I got to do it. If you missed the unboxing, definitely check it out. I created a shaker card. And then while I was in the process of creating the shaker card, I thought, oh my gosh, I can take advantage of this really cool sentiment that talks about, like, it says, one bad apple doesn't spoil the bunch. And then it occurred to me, oh my gosh, I can make one bad apple. One of these apples in this frame look like kind of like a rotten apple. But then the rest of the apples will be all beautiful. But I decided not to, because I had a lot going on with the card already, because it was a shaker card. But I love the idea so much, I've got to come back to it. I'm recovering from the craft show. Rosie says, yesterday Rosie did a craft show and I got to see her booth and it looks so good. It's still up. I think her video is still up on her Instagram account. So if you want to see Rosie's booth, give it a check. Rosie makes incredible cards and she had some really fun ones. Perfect idea. Clean up that's perfect. I have to do a couple of videos and things today in addition to this. Okay, I'm going to pull off the squirrel and then we'll stamp the leaf, the other set of leaves and the bunch of leaves again. But yeah, that apple one would have been a good narrative too. That stuff gets me excited, where I can kind of overlapping almost themes. It's not just a birthday card or it's not just an inspirational card. The quote really is enmeshed with what's going on, more so than just apples. But that's a really great collection. Rosie created a card with the Yule Fuel, which is a fun holiday themed collection. That's the other one that released in September. I didn't craft with that yesterday, but I did share a bunch of cards. All right, we're stamping these guys again. All right. Ink them up. Oh, and V, our other little kitty. Oh, she found something. I was going to say she had her spider, but she found something else to play with. A little piece of plastic. Not too small. I think she won't actually choke on it or attempt to swallow it or anything. But these kitties, my goodness, they are always getting into trouble. Okay. Rosie said it was hot yesterday. It's 96 right now in Arizona. So it looks a little overcast outside, which is always welcomed, but it's still it's still hot. My birthday's in October, so I'm very aware of the weather in October. And October is always still very brutally hot in Arizona. So we have another good solid month of pretty hot temperatures. And it's like, I just want to go back outside. I miss being outside. We sat outside a little bit yesterday when we were out at the German place, and we could handle it for a bit, but then it was like, we got to go in. It's just too much. Ooh, Rosie says, I hope to play with the I Pick You collection today. And the Yule Fuel, it is so good. The Yule Fuel is so good. I wanted to make another card with that. I wanted to make 2 cards in that unboxing, but I could tell very quickly once I got started on the apple shaker card, there was going to be no time, like no time. I was hoping to do a real quick Yule Fuel one. And I'm hoping to get, after this live, go get my nails done. There's not enough time to do everything. But they're so overgrown. Okay, we are done with that. Doesn't cool off till the week of Halloween. Yeah. That is crazy, though, where you are, Rosie. That seems crazy to me. I would have thought it cooled off earlier than that. How about you guys out there? You got cool weather? I'm going to heat set this so that ink is dry so we can color it with our alcohol markers. So it's going to be a little noisy. $89. $89 is pretty hot still. I always feel bad when I complain that it's when it's in the 90s here, because it still feels hot. And I know because it gets so much hotter. It'll be so much hotter for us. But at like one point, it's just so hot. Like you can't really tell the difference. All right, I'm gonna grab my Copics. I've got a bunch of markers, but not too many. Let's start with our squirrel. He's the most complicated. I want him to have kind of a white belly and like underside of his chin. So, and even a little bit on his tail. So I'm not actually going to color that part. And we'll start with our light. So we're going to use E31. Then we'll move on to YR02. Then we'll use E07 and then E08. So those are the 4 colors we will be using to color the squirrel. Start with that light tan. I'm under contract for a house in Prescott. Ooh, if it all goes well, under contract. That's my last summer in. Oh, Cheryl, I'm so envious. I want to move over there. Well, I am excited for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel it. My mom's kind of the same way. She's like, I'm done. And she's retired, so it's easier for her to move away. But, you know, my girls are still going to school. And obviously, Hero Arts is here now, so it's good I stay nearby. But I'm kind of done with the heat. I just want to be outside. Get tired of being inside all the time. All right. So I'm laying the base of where my color is going to be with this light tan. And it's going to kind of tint, especially the next color that we move into, which is the YR02, because that color is very orange, and we want it to be more last room to be packed will be the craft room. Smart thinking, Cheryl, smart thinking. Ooh, hello from Italy. How exciting. All right, we're on to YR02. Now, I'm going to stop just close. Let's do right here on his neck so you can see a little bit. I'm going to stop just about, I don't want to completely cover the brown, the light tan, but I want to get really close to it. I'm going to leave some of it exposed or visible. And I promise the squirrel's the hardest part of this for coloring today. The rest of the coloring is very, very easy. He's the trickiest one. Color his little feet. He is so cute. I think squirrels are adorable. Squirrels and chipmunks, they're so cute. Oh, and speaking of cute, guess who's coming up here? Somebody heard that I was paying attention to somebody else, a paper squirrel. So Oliver had to join us. Lisa, you moved your craft room 5 times in 8 years? Oh my gosh, that sounds terrifying. Oliver's here. For our next color, actually, before we move on to our next color, let's blend it out a little bit. I'll hold it up into so you can see. Color his paw. He's satin glue. I did color him once by accident too because he walked by. Oops. You gotta go see what your sister's doing. Go check it out. Go see what she's up to. All right. Well, he's got to go see what sister's doing. We're going to now blend out the transition between that tan and that orange. I have not had that pleasure of moving my craft room. And the thought honestly terrifies me. How much I've accumulated and just setting everything back up again. But I would love, a bigger space, an actual dedicated space, because I don't know if you guys know, some of you might know, I'm a dining room crafter, so I'm in my dining room right now. I realized I missed a spot here. Where's my other one? Here it is. It would be wonderful to have a space where I could just close the door at the end of the day. Does it, Rosie? He's such a funny guy. Oliver, he's so funny. And he just collapses. I've never had a cat be so not concerned about his body at all. He just will collapse. He will come and sit in my lap sometimes. And if I'm not of present mind, he'll fall right out of my lap because he just comes up to me and then sits and collapses. And I have to be ready to catch him sometimes to prevent him from falling. He's such a goof. All right, we're on to our E07. Let's see if we get the... And this will require a lot of blending with this guy back and forth because it is, as you can tell, a lot darker than that other orange we just laid down. But we'll get it there. And V is sister. You never see her. She's not quite as lovey-dovey as, actually, she's not lovey-dovey at all, like Oliver is. So she probably, it'll be a very rare occurrence that V will ever make it on camera because she doesn't come up here for pets and socializing. She only comes up here to get into stuff. And she's kind of been in all this stuff already, so it's boring. All right, going back to the YR02 and kind of blending out that transition between that basically like a terracotta color and the orange that we laid down earlier. Kind of blending it out. So we have a smoother transition between the two. And go along the tail. More, and we are in home stretch. We're almost there. It's coming along. The last color is our darkest shade, which is E08. It's pretty similar to the E07 that we just used. So this one will be pretty much like not really any blending you'll have to probably do between this color and the last one we just laid down. I'm going to color that whole hind leg there with this so it looks more like it's in shadow. And a little to that arm. And a little on his tail. All right, now I'm just going to touch up any places I feel like doesn't have the smoothest transition, but mostly I'm pretty happy with it. I think that looks pretty good. A little bit more of our orange. And then I think I'll finish with a tiny bit more of the tan, and then we'll be all done with this guy. Be careful. I'm trying to be careful with that tan because I really don't want to lose our white at all. I like that white tummy. I think it's so cute. And this part always here throws me off. But I'm pretty sure that's a gap, not like part of his hind leg. I'm pretty sure that's still just a gap. All right, he's all done. Now let's move on to coloring the leaves. Now the leaves are pretty simple. It's just repetitive because there's a lot of them. We're going to have two colors for the red leaves. Let's start with those. A light and a dark. Our light is R37 and our dark is R5. 59. And I feel like the leaves, we need the least amount of red leaves because our back panel on our card is that beautiful maroon color. So a lot of red is going to be in the background. So I'm not going to color a ton of these leaves red because we already have a lot of red kind of in play. So I'm going to start by just picking some leaves and coloring them with the light red. Maybe we'll do one here. Let's do one big one there. There we go, and start on this pile here. So not tons of coloring, but a little bit detailed. So takes a little bit more time. Let's do one more. We'll do this one here. There we go. All right. And now we're going to grab that darker red and just create a little gradation. So starting at the top of the leaf, so where the leaf would meet the stem, just add a bit of that darker color. And these are so small and the colors aren't a huge jump. I'm just going to add that darker color and be done. I'm not going to blend it out or anything. I don't think that's necessary. Cute, 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 cute. Is fall your favorite? Like the stamp set? Fall's my favorite. I'm a fall birthday though, so that might be why, but fall is my favorite time of year. Let's move on to our orange combo, 3 for orange. We have YR04, YR07, and then E08, which we used earlier. Start with our light orange. Start coloring some of these leaves. But I do not have my fall decorations down yet. Does anybody have their fall? I mean, I have my pumpkin behind me over there, but that's only down because I just got him. We haven't actually pulled down the Halloween fall stuff from the attic yet. And I wanted to do it earlier this year, so we're already behind. We're already behind. There we go. Color in this one, I guess. Start coloring in these. I might have to do a couple more orange leaves though on my piles. Whoops. Blending brush fell down. A water lover, so you love summer. That makes sense, Lisa. I get it. I should love water. I mean, we do have a pool, but we don't go swimming as nearly as we should, as much as we should, which is really a shame because that is a way we could get outside. But it's still, I mean, in Arizona, the pool can get too hot. Who wants to move here? I should really not be a spokesperson for the state. But at one point, the pool's like bath water. You get in it and it's so hot. Does not feel too refreshing unless you get out of the water. Let's do one more orange one here. And now we're on to our medium shade, which is YR07. And we're going to color about 2/3 down. So a little bit further this time than we did on the red leaves. And that's just because we have 3 colors this time we're trying to incorporate. I wanted more pumpkin-y leaves, more leaves that were a little bit closer to the colors of our squirrel. So everything went together a little bit better. Okay. And we're on home stretch, I think, with our oranges. Love, love, love the water. That's awesome. Lisa, are you like a, like the beach? I wish we had a beach here. Though I don't really get in the water at the beach either, except for like my feet a little bit. Oh my gosh, I have a story to tell at the beach. We went to Hawaii the beginning of April. Not April, I mean August, because my sister got married and she had a destination wedding in Hawaii. And of course, we go to the beach often while we're there because they're so beautiful. And hello, Michelle, no worries. We're just coloring away here. Oops, I missed a leaf. I see that I missed one here. I'll have to go back with that medium orange in just a second. And my daughter, all of a sudden, she's just in with her feet because we are Arizona girlies. We are not ocean prepared. We don't really know how to do the ocean very well. We just kind of get our feet wet. and this was a beach right outside our hotel. So we were really close to our room. And she comes running up to me, screaming, something's on my foot. Something's on my foot. And she's like in pain. She's clearly in pain. And she ran up to me because she was all wet and she was covered in sand. Her feet were covered in sand. And she was talking about her foot. That's where it was. So I rinsed her foot off with some water, some bottled water that I had. And I couldn't see anything, right? Nothing. And she's screaming bloody murder. She's in pain. And she's actually a really tough girl. She's really tough. She's the one that'll fall down, be bloody, scraped knee, and not be crying at all. Yay! Isn't it so good, Lisa? It's so fun. It's just getting you in the fall mood. I need to light a candle. I feel like it's chill. We're coloring. Very fall vibes. But anyways, she was in so much pain. She was hurting. We figured she must have been stung by something, right? Like a jellyfish or something. We couldn't see anything. But she's actually a little bit allergic to shellfish. So, and she's not, I carry her back to our hotel room. She's like just as crying just as much as she was right at the beach. So she's clearly in pain. And I'm like, we got to go to the ER. So my husband, we're going to do our 2 yellows. We have Y15 and YR23. Those are 2 yellows. Y15 is our light. So my husband I'm like, you got to take us to urgent care. We need to see. I know nothing about this. I don't know what to do. She's in so much pain, and could potentially have some kind of allergic reaction. So we need to go take her someone. And well, we're in Hawaii. My husband is relying on, we don't know where things really are. So he's relying on GPS to help him figure out where to go. And of course, it tells us we're on a wild goose chase. We're driving around Kauai trying to find urgent care. She's screaming I'm in the back with her, and she's just like screaming and crying about how it hurts. She's talking about how it's going up her leg. I'm freaking out, but trying to be calm because she's just like, she's so scared. She's telling me like, I don't want to die. And I'm like, kiddo, you're okay. You're okay. But she was in a lot of pain, and it was really scary. I was really scared, but I didn't, you can't show them that you're really afraid too. And of course, GPS, our maps do not lead us to the right place. We end up driving down to some golf course that isn't even remotely by an urgent care. And we're panicking because feels like she's getting worse. And they were able to kind of direct us where to go. But it took so long, essentially, to get to urgent care. So long. May have not even taken as long as it felt, but with somebody in that much pain and us all being so scared, it was a really long car ride for sure. Felt really long. But by the time we got to urgent care, I could tell she was starting to feel a little better, because she was talking to me a little bit, describing things a little bit more than she was just like teeth clenched, crying, screaming, it hurts. And so I started to feel a little bit calmer when we got to urgent care. Anyways, at urgent care, they basically thought the same thing. She got stung by something. Ooh, started with Fairytale Forest stencils last night. Good choice, Lisa. That's a beautiful set. The stencils, and we're going to do the stencils today too. I'm going to blend this out a little bit, probably overkill, but I'm going to do it anyways. But yeah, they thought she was stung. They think she was stung by, it's not even a jellyfish, but that's the best word I can describe it, because it doesn't look like a jellyfish. Actually, it looks like a see-through worm. And it's tiny, like the size of a dime. Can you believe that? And so tiny. It's called Portuguese man of war. And they think that's what stung her, which is supposed to be like one of the most painful stings, which is like great, perfect. We knew nothing about, we didn't see any warnings or anything. We knew nothing that this was out there, but they can't warn you against everything. I understand. Okay, we're on to the greens now. We have two greens, YG63 and YG67. And then they told me that what you're not supposed to do when you have a sting like that is to rinse it off with fresh water. You're supposed to rinse it off with salt water. So I didn't know that. I guess because it can ignite or make the burrs activate them or something. And you try to rinse them out to actually get them off the skin, any remaining burrs from the little Portuguese man of war, off with salt water instead. So that was pretty crazy, and you won't believe the timing of this. So that happens that day. We were actually, so we were at the beach just outside our hotel, just really right off our hotel. And because we were killing some time a little bit before my sister's wedding. So this was my sister's wedding day that this all happened. And we got back to the room, and we were late, but not we were off schedule, I should say. And but we did make it there in time for the wedding. Oh my gosh. Wrapped around you, Lisa, and you were pregnant? Holy cow. That's terrifying. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had, I'm born and raised in Arizona. I'm used to Arizona stuff. Scorpions, rattlesnakes, Gila monsters. I mean, I don't want to find those things. I don't want to discover those things, but I kind of feel a little bit more comfortable. I was completely out of my element when she was stung by I had no idea what to do when she was stung by that man of war. Right. So almost done with these, and I'm loving it. So pretty. This just makes me so happy seeing these fall colors. Hello, Polly. Welcome. Thank you, Polly. That's so kind. I definitely don't think I'm the best colorer, but these images are pretty on the smaller side, so they're easier to color. The only guy was tricky was the squirrel, but he turned out good. I'm happy. All right. 20-minute swim in and 40-minute. Oh my gosh, Lisa. I can't. The little bit, like my daughter's incident has opened my eyes, and I can't even imagine. We were so scared. It was so traumatic. And she, by the way, my daughter is 10. So actually, she just turned 11. She's not little, but little enough, I think, that you're like still worried, I guess. I guess you're always worried, but. Yay, Polly. Well, I've had so much fun with this set. I had colored tons of squirrels and leaves and pumpkins. Yay. And my friends come over on Thursday and we make cards with all the elements. Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. I keep trying to get, I want to get my sister. I have one sister, so I'm from a big family. I'm the oldest, and I have 3 younger sisters and a younger brother. And the sister that's closest in age to me, we're only like 2 years apart, 2-3 years. She likes to make cards. But everybody in my family is pretty creative and crafty. I keep wanting to do what you're doing, Polly. I want to do a craft night with them. I'm going to blend it out now with my lighter shade. And I think that's how I got to do it. I got to like have the elements kind of ready to go. So it's simple, and they just get to the fun part, which is, I think it's the funnest part, is designing the card, kind of putting it together, putting the cute pieces together. So you're doing exactly what I want to do. It sounds so much fun. And I think they would have a fun time too. I think just sit back and chit chat. And also, we normally play board games. We're a board game family, but I don't know, maybe we need a new board game or something. I have kind of lost my like enthusiasm for playing board games. It's just so weird. We meet every Thursday for crafting and stamping. Oh my gosh. Does that mean, Polly, that you do things besides just making cards? You do other kind of crafts? That sounds so fun. All right, I'm going to die cut these out, but they're all colored and ready to go. I think real quick, I'm going to do one blend out. I said I wasn't going to, and now I'm going to do it. So I lied. Take that lighter red and just do a little blend. Blend out that transition. On my red leaves. Just feel like it needs it. I ended up doing it on all the other leaves, so these looked a little choppy. All right. Happier with that. Pretty, pretty, pretty fall colors. I love it. Oh my gosh. That makes me so happy. Okay, I'm going to grab the coordinating dies and die cut these all out. Always get those mixed up. This guy right here. We cross stitch and chalk all the kinds of stuff, but mainly making cards with stamping. Yes. And die cutting. Awesome. It sounds so fun, Rosie, right? I want to get more of my friends involved. I think they'd like it. I think that initial hurdle sometimes is like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what these things are. The stamps are clear. That's weird. At first, it can be a little bit overwhelming. But I think that like what you do with having the elements ready to go can really make it more approachable. Yay, yes, fly. I should fly to you, Rosie. Don't come to Phoenix. I need to come to you. I want to come to where you are at. Even if it's hotter there, I know it are hot there. It cannot be hotter than it is here. We can get Rachel involved because she's kind of close. Maybe Sika. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh my gosh. That'd be incredible. It'd be so fun. I have to get my big head in here. I can't line things up unless I'm completely on top of it. Yeah. There we go. You said the same thing. Yes, Kathy. That'd be fun. Right? Gosh, I loved it when I was there last. It was so, so nice. I was like, how can I move here? How can I live here forever? And I definitely have some spots where I colored outside the lines because, again, I'm not the best colorer. Jessica Frost showed a technique. Oh, I love Jessica Frost. Ballas showed a technique using the MISTI that makes stamping and coloring very fast using die cut outlines for a basis. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out, Polly. Jessica is amazing. I could have probably done a jig for these two, but I felt since I was only doing them one more time, I didn't need to. But yeah, that you've got a technique that saves you time, go for it. Oh, I do want to point out one thing. So cutting out these leaves here, I noticed with this die, because it's such a long kind of skinnier die, those really like to shift a lot in your die cutting, especially if you start cutting like this way. You're going to end up that final leaf because the pressure. So let's say you're feeding it into your die cutting machine. Here's your machine, and you're feeding it in this way. The pressure is going to be really hard here, and it causes that die to lift up. Even with all the tape, it's going to lift up a little bit and kind of slide down a tiny bit, and so that final leaf will be off when you cut it. So it's better to cut it this way. So the die machine here is the pressure is more at the top and less shifting is going to happen on the die. Oh, you just got around to doing the cards, Polly. I understand. I feel you. So many fun things. Gosh, I'm gonna have to see that. Well, if you saw it in a class, then I have to figure out. Well, Jessica's a friend, so I'm gonna reach out to her and be like, Jessica, share with me your technique because Polly said it was good, and I need to know it. All right. I do not think I cut the squirrel very good, but actually he's okay. He's good. Oh, look at how cute he is. Stop it. He's adorable. Okay, Oh, good. Okay, good. I'm glad you found. Yeah, isn't that nice? We're like an hour in already, and I haven't done much. Jeez. But coloring takes time. We did the coloring. That takes a lot of time. I think the rest of the card will come together pretty quick. And our second card has a lot of parts, but all the parts are pretty quick to put together. It's just a lot of them. Oh, this makes me so happy. See, I have to make fall because I don't have it here. Actually, I lie. I could drive, which Cheryl will know. I could drive away from Phoenix, only about an hour, and I could see some fall color, which is one of the reasons why I love living here. It is very easy, not too much of a commitment of time or distance to go and have like a completely different weather kind of experience. In fact, we go to Prescott all the time in the summer just to get away. And one of my most favorite things to do in Prescott is the Bluegrass Festival. I do not know. I feel like lately my camera's been moving a lot more, and I don't like that. Zooming in, zooming out. Oh, it was shown. I just see your comment now. It was shown, Polly, that it was shown in a mixed media. Oh my gosh, I can go find that very easily. Thank you for helping me out. I can find that very quick and easily. Oh, and I forgot to mention this in this live. I will be showing, like I have in all the Stampin' Crafts lives, at the end I will show a sneak peek of the next month's kit, the October card kit. So stay tuned for that. Okay, we're gonna have to go like this because again, I want to feed the machine. I want the machine to start on the ends. Okay. Do you love it? I'm so glad. Rosie's on our creative team, if you don't know already. So she's actually seen and I think may have even played with already the October card kit. And it is so good. It is very good. It's different. It's different. Very different from this kit, but very creative and fun, I think. Okay, lots of the little leaves there. Oh, Mindy, you're here, friend. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Mindy said, October is full of stuff completely consumed my desk right now. Oh, Mindy, you craft along? Mindy, I bet you have the video to work on. Because I have a video to work on too. Ooh. I'm probably going to be late on my video. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry. I know, Polly. I know. There's so many good things, right? It's hard. I get it. And there they all are, all cut out. Okay. So what I want to do a little differently for this from this card is this card I stacked die cuts. And even though I stacked multiple die cuts, it's just the leaves are not moving around as much as I would like them to. So I mean, they do move, but they're just, you want them to kind of move around more. So we're going to try something a little different. We're going to use foam adhesive, which is actually easier than die cutting it and stacking it to create the walls for our shaker card. Foam adhesive is much easier. But the paper is so thin and the foam adhesive is so thick that it's likely that the paper leaves will kind of overlap each other and then get all bunched up together and then they won't move. So like that's the problem of having taller walls when you have just paper die cuts as your shaker components. So what I just decided to do is actually die cut a bunch of the leaves with that leaf die. Let's see if we can grab it here. This guy here. Die cut a bunch of them. I actually die cut 4 sets of these plain leaves, so unstamped. They don't need to be stamped or anything. Out of white cardstock. And then I stacked 2 leaves together. So each one of these leaves here are stacked 2 die cuts together. You guys are hilarious. Oh, and here's Oliver back again. Oh, dude, he knows I'm doing something teeny tiny, so he's got to come over here and sit in it. Dude. Okay. There you go. You're faint. You're on screen and you're famous. Just realized how low my head is. It doesn't need to be that low. I'll move that up. There we go. And so these are just doubled up. And since I have 2 sets of leaves, I had to do it 4 times and stack up to make 2 sets of doubled leaves. So this is just going to make our leaves a little thicker, and that way they're a little less likely to overlap each other because they're a little thicker, and there's less. That's kind of a compromise on the additional space that we're making. But they should move better though with that extra thickness and a little bit extra weight. That's my theory. Hopefully that works. Okay, you just can't rub your head on the camera. Come here. Dude. Okay, I'm gonna start gluing these. He is a pretty guy. He's a sweet boy. But he is, like I was saying over, dude, they can't see anything. Here, come here. You can be here, but you gotta lay down. Let him lay down a little bit. There he goes. He's moving a little bit. I like him here, but if he's blocking everything, that's not good. He got the hint. He moved over to the other side of the table. All right, so we're going to glue these to the stacked die cuts. That's all we're going to do right now. I'm going to just match them up so I don't get mixed up. That goes with that. That can go with that. This one's one of the smaller leaves. Okay, that one. This one I did color outside of the line, so I'm using my white gel pen to kind of clean it up. There you go. I have a very strict budget, and I promise said no card maker ever, right, Michelle? So true. I mean, some of these things, if you don't get them, they could be gone forever. And that would be tragic. All right. Just kind of matching them, trying to match them all up here. There we go. You go there. You can go there. You're there, there. Okay. All right. Everybody has a base. And let's grab our liquid glue. And I'm currently out of Hero Arts Precision Glue, which is messing me up big time. So used to it. I've got this little bit of glue here. This is actually Dina Weekly Media Glue, which is pretty good. I just like the feel of my precision glue. I like the long feel of it. It just seems easier to hold. But maybe just because I'm used to it. You know what? Let's grab our... I forgot what this is called. Someone helped me figure it out last time, and now I forgot. Precision tool? Is that what it's called? It feels wrong. Oh my gosh, they look so cute stacked up. Stop it. I don't know if you can see. Like, look at the dimension. It just looks so cute, like a little, like, charm or something. Why do that makes me very happy. I don't know why. That just is cute. Okay, we'll grab this guy. Stick him down. A little bit of glue squirting out. That's not ideal. I probably will hit this with anti-static powder once I'm done, because that's the other risk I'm running by stacking these, is that the glue squirts out and then all of a sudden now we have a sticky side that the leaves will make, that could cause the leaves to stick together. Really dissecting kind of the anatomy of a shaker card here. But I mean, if this works well, what a fun way to incorporate your stamped images, especially your tiny stamped images or tiny even die cuts, into your shaker cards. So you don't always have to use, you know, those clay elements or sequins or glitter. Sometimes you want to have a stamped image or a die cut because it just fits that narrative a little bit better. I saw somebody recently take die cuts and combine them with shrinky dinks and made basically shaker components, their own shaker components with shrinky dinks. They did it with the Hocus Pocus release. Oh, brilliant. So clever. Oh, thanks, Tommy. Yeah, I think it's a fun one. I just knew I wanted to have leaves kind of thrown up in the air, and I didn't have any clay leaves. I didn't have any, you know, I didn't have anything in my stash of shaker components that would work. But I did have leaf stamps. So okay, so it is a little tedious, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. Okay, last leaf here. But I love them so much. They're so cute. They're so fun and they feel so great. They feel like little charms. I'm obsessed with them. Those are great. I'm going to give it a little push here. And then I'm going to cover them with my anti-static powder, just to kind of prevent, if they are a little sticky on the sides, I'll hopefully get rid of that stick. All right, and I'm going to pick them up and toss them in here. Shake them off a little. A little bit of powder is good, but too much can make like the inside of your shaker look kind of dusty and harder to see, kind of cloudy looking. So that's the only thing you want to be careful of. I think my tweezers are sticky, and now hopefully it's my tweezers and not my die cuts. Okay, chugging along. All right, let's give this a good wipe. Let's put it together. So we have to actually make the shaker card now, the shaker part now. Here's the card again. And we need to die cut 2 trees out of that dark brown cardstock, and that was actually included in the kit. It is Acorn, I think. Forgot the name of the brown cardstock. Truffle, that's what it is. It's truffle. We're going to die cut it out with the tree. I did one already out of the tree die, the tree house die, which I got to figure out where mine is now. Here it is. The second one I want to die cut out with the trunk and the window, or the kind of the nest. So we want to do that. And you want to do them both at the same time, because that way they leave the same impression. If you start with the tree, die cut it, and then put the opening in, you're going to smush down some of these beautiful details that the die created. They'll get kind of flattened out. I mean, they'll still be there because they're actual cuts, but you'll lose some of the beautiful little roundedness that you have. So you want to make sure you die cut these two together if you're going to have an opening. Let me grab my, where'd it go? I put it out and now it's missing. Pulled out the cardstock and now I'm not sure where I put it. Not you. You're not in that little pile. Let's put our markers aside. We're done with those. How do I do this every time? I swear. I get so prepared and somehow I lose something. I don't think I put it away. All right, let's keep looking. We do need it. Unfortunately, it's the last bit of the truffle that I have left. Okay, where did it go? Oh, I found it. Here it is. We're just going to get it to fit on here. All right, I'm going to line this die up to the edges. Oh, good. I'm glad that was helpful, Polly. Oh, cool. That's so good. I'm glad. That was a trickier one to kind of create the instructions for, and, you know, because light-up cards can be trickier, but it was actually, it was pretty good. I was kind of surprised. I mean, Amanda from Pear Blossom Press, her light-up kits are just so good. They're really, really easy. Put this right here. Sorry, let's put this on screen what I'm doing. I think it's just all the parts, you know, is why it starts to feel complicated. It's just there's a lot of parts. And let's put this a little bit more in the center. There we go. Okay, so die cutting these two dies together again to get that texture. I think that's good. Okay. Grab my top plate. I'm not sure where it is. There it is. Okay. And you want to save some of this. We're going to use some of this brown for our second card, so don't toss it. Yeah, it's a great thing to do with your anti-static powder. You just have to be careful you don't do too much, right? Because you don't want it to be all dusty inside your shaker card. You want your acetate, because that powder will actually cling to the acetate and make it really hard. It's harder to see. So cute. Love it, love it, love it. I mean, how fun is that? It's so adorable. We'll end up cutting off some of this one, so it ends up looking a little different, but like a little different tree, not like the same tree repeated. Now we're going to cut one more for the back of our shaker tree, which is out of fawn. This is like a tan. This, however, this color was not included in the card kit, but it can be substituted with any tan. We have some Hero Art sand. That would be a good substitution. All right, I'm gonna line this up as best I can. I'm less concerned about them being a perfect match, so I'm not gonna tape it. Okay, pick that up. And no opening, obviously, on this one because this is our back. All right, there we go. We have our back for our shaker. Perfect. So cute. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and die cut the acetate for our shaker. I'm going to just use this die right here. This is the tree. You could hand cut, but I have made a discovery thanks to Kelly on our kind of our creative team director, that the Hero Arts acetate panels, which I have to admit I have not been using. I've been using like a hoard of acetate that I have for my shaker cards. I haven't been using this Hero Arts acetate. And I'm now blown away because this can actually die cut beautifully. So I recently did a live where I kind of showed how to die cut acetate, but it didn't cut all the way through. And so I fussy cut the rest of it. Well, this actually will cut all the way through. So it's crazy. Like, this is a game changer discovery. The trick is, though, that you don't get impressions and mar the surface of your acetate. You need a carrier sheet. Oh, see, Mindy, you were in the know, girl. You always know. You know the best stuff. So I'm using just a piece. This is just a piece of copy paper. So just like your computer printer paper. We're going to use that to protect our acetate when we run it through our die cutting machine, because you can see our plates or my magic mat and my plates are pretty well worn, and that can mar the surface. So using this, and I think I will tape it in place just so I can make sure it doesn't shift on me, because I can't see it anymore when it's in this carrier sheet. So we'll use a couple pieces of tape to hold it in place. But this carrier sheet or this copy paper will protect your acetate, or clear panels. That's what they're called. They're called, I had the packaging here. Clear card panels. You get 20 in here, which is kind of like crazy. That's so many. And they're already sized to A2, so they're really convenient and ready to go. Ooh, I don't know, Michelle. That's a great idea. Should try it. So I'm gonna run this through. And for clarity, I'm using the Spellbinders Platinum. But it's over here off camera because it's hard to pick up. So it cut through my carrier sheet, which is a good sign that it's cut through the acetate or the clear panel. Oh, we have to go one more time, it looks like. One more time. And I'm going to flip it this way. See if you can put it like that. And I will angle it a little bit more. See if that one more time does the trick. Hopefully that one worked. Oh, I did it before on a heart and it cut all the way through. Oh, it's kind of cut through. Oof. Take the tape off. Well, we got it kind of to cut through. Well, shoot. I was hoping that would work so good. Definitely left an impression. We have some places that are cut, but not completely through. Bummer. Well, sometimes I guess it works, sometimes it doesn't. It definitely worked on my heart that I cut through for some products coming out in... And it was a scalloped heart, so I was really impressed by that. It cut through. But I guess I had a hard time on this tree. So back to old familiar way, which is fussy cut. Luckily, we don't need a really nice, good, perfect cut because this will all get covered by the top cardstock tree. Go. Let's see, Kelly, what did I do wrong? But this is the way I normally do it. Run it through, then cut it. If it didn't cut all the way, I just fussy cut it out. All right, I'm gonna cut this part off here. Cut a little bit off the bottom because it doesn't need to be this huge. Oh, you guys say regular cutting mat. That may be what I did wrong with my magic mat. Probably right, guys. Of course, Mindy. I was so excited to show you, and I was like, this is where I need that sound effect. Burm, 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 burm. Like, you know, on Price and Right when you lose. Well, I did keep the branches, but I totally don't need them. I do not need them. I could have cut them right off, Jenny. You're totally right. We just need a tree trunk. He enjoyed the concert. He did. I think, though, America wasn't his top favorite band, but he definitely knew some songs. Like, of course, everybody knows "A Horse with No Name." Such a good song. But he didn't know all about them. Like, my dad's like Beatles. Let's see who he likes. He likes Tom Petty. Oh gosh, my brain can't remember. All classic rock, you know. But I do think he enjoyed the concert, even though it was maybe not his most favorite band. All right, we're going to ink blend these real quick before we start putting this together. We're going to ink blend these 3 tree trunks. I'm going to put my acetate tree over here to the side. I'm going to ink blend them with espresso. I'll start with these trees. And you know what? I think I'm going to pull this out so I don't make a mess. But we had fun. We had a good time. I really enjoyed it. I like America. I thought they were good. In fact, I was listening to their music before I started this live a little bit. Oh. I'm just gonna ink blend the sides with this espresso. It adds a lot of dimension and depth. I'm gonna ink blend both sides. Let's do this a little bit more on screen. All right. So good, right? It looks so real. Now we're going to do this one. Really only have to do the left side. The right side gets covered up. All right, that's done too. See, that will be kind of covered. But look how cool that looks. All right, and then I am going to ink blend a little bit on this just to add tiny gradation to the backside of that, behind that squirrel. Though I will warn you, this espresso is really, really dark brown, and I don't want it to be super dark. So I'm going to tap off a lot of the excess, and I'm going to start really light. see how we're looking. Have a little gradation. Yeah, I think that is, I'm going to stop there. That's plenty for me. Just a tiny bit darker down at the bottom. But I don't even know why bother because the squirrel's going to be hiding it. So I don't even know why bother. Oop, and I got my fingerprints. Yikes. So much for being clean. Okay. Get this out of here. Okay. Let's put this together. We're going to start by adhering the squirrel to the tree. So he gets kind of stuck in there like that. You figure out how you want him to look. Maybe that way. Have his ear poking out. This is your card, so you can decide where you want your squirrel to be. And then you're going to use a little bit of liquid glue to hold him in place. You could also use a tape runner if you prefer. I'm going to add a little bit to his tail. I'm kind of seeing where it overlaps. A little to his tail. No! Oh, that was a close one. A little to his back. And let's stick that. There we go. So the squirrel gets glued to the tree first, then we do the acetate. And I'm cleaning up where I overglued. All right, for the acetate, I'm not going to use liquid glue. I think I'm going to use a tape runner. I just think that's going to be neater and tidier, especially since I spilled glue everywhere already. Jeez, exploded. That's covered up good. Okay, let's put the lid on this. I'm gonna grab my tape runner. There she is. And you know what, Jenny, I think you're right. Cutting off those branches. I shouldn't have done them. I was thinking, oh, this will hold it better. No, just cutting them off. That that tape is going to be all visible and be icky. So that was a bad move. I should have cut those off to begin with. Let me see. Get a little bit more here. And then let's try to be careful. I'm going to have to do liquid glue on the sides. It's just too close for the tape runner. Okay. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to have happen. Go back there like that. All right. That's glued together. I'm going to weight it down and let it sit on the side while it dries, sets up a little bit. And we can start putting the rest of the things together. So let's put this up here. Weight that down. Grab this. Let's go ahead and ink blend our panel. We'll start putting together our card. I don't have any card bases today ready to go, so do I? I lie, I've got one. Nice. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is ink blend this. I want to create a little gradation. It's gonna be subtle in the end, but I do think I want to take that extra step. I'm gonna grab cranberry, load up my blending brush. We're going to ink blend about the upper third, maybe even like half. And this is the Merlot cardstock. This was also included in the card kit. It's actually pretty darn dark. It's a pretty dark shade of cardstock. So this cranberry is almost not quite dark enough to really, really show up, but we are still getting a little gradation. So I'm being really heavy-handed, going as heavy as I can get it at the very top. All right, that's done. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this onto my card base. Card base looks a little big, so I'm gonna trim off the excess. There we go. Now, time to glue on the tree. We're going to start with this tree here. And I'm going to bring over the OG so we have a side-by-side. Kind of gauging like the space here, or the space here. I'm going to use liquid glue. Not glue that whole branch because it is going to hang off. But we can glue the whole rest of this. Tape that or glue that down. Oh, my older kitty is telling the younger kitty, thanks, Tommy. Oh, it's Tammy. I'm blind. I'm saying Tommy and it's in Tammy. I apologize. I could not see from where I'm sitting the difference between the O and the A. All right, and then we will glue down one of our, we have two of those bunches, glue down one of our grouping of trees, or grouping of leaves. I do like it hanging off a little bit. And we will trim off the excess. Oh, Elodie is not happy right now with V. V, the sister of Oliver, because we adopted a brother and sister, which has been wonderful because they're both kittens and they play with each other. But we do have an elder cat, which is Elodie. She doesn't always have the patience. Oh, good. Yay, I'm very excited about Crop and Create. It's going to be really fun. Hopefully the homework is very clear for you. We had a little bit of reworking we had to do, so got a little confusing, but I think the video clears things up. Okay, just trim off that excess. All right, now we gotta put this together. Time to put the shaker together. And I'm gonna trim off the excess here in the bottom. It's a little long. I guess our Merlot panel is actually not quite an A2. All right, we need some foam adhesive. Grab mine. This is what I'm using. It's a thinner kind, but not super thin. You can see the thickness. It's probably pretty standard. And I'm going to create the well, or make the walls to create the well for our shaker. Spring Crop and Create. I don't doubt it, Rosie. There's a lot of projects, and they are they make several cards in one class, so it's a lot of, a lot. I already said that, but it really does bear to be repeated. A lot of projects. All right, we're gonna add. So I'm just building my shaker walls right now with my foam adhesive. Let's do this on camera, Shannon. Let's try that maybe. So going along the sides of the tree trunk. I do the branches. It's only for dimension reasons. It's not for the shaker walls, of course. And then what would be the dream is to get this rounded. I should have sketched. I was going to, and I forgot about it. I should have sketched the opening on here so we kind of know where to go. Something kind of like, I'm gonna trim off a little bit. If you can get it rounded, it's a little bit better than squared, because again, keeping that, if I cut little V's out of the foam adhesive, I'll be able to turn a little bit. Not really. All right, well, we'll have to do the best we can by piecing it together. But again, the more rounded we can make these walls here at the top and the bottom, the better, the less likely the leaves are going to get stuck. And again, I just want this to kind of flow, have a better shaking ability. Grab. Now, it does not have to look pretty behind that brown tree, so nobody's going to see that part. So you don't have to make these walls super pretty. If our curve is really just a bunch of little sections of little straight sections, that's fine. That works. There we go. I'm going to say that's good. And luckily we don't have anything too small going in the shaker. Like everything is just, we don't have like glitter. So I don't have to worry about having tiny gaps in my foam adhesive because it's not going to fall out. All right, just seeing where this goes. Think about here. I like to cut that. All right. Curve-ish. I'm going to cut this here too. Hello, Rebecca. Thank you. I think it'll be cute when we're all done. All right. Last little piece. Gonna go in there. That worked out pretty good. And then a piece on the bottom just for kind of stability a little. And this is done. All right. I like to add the leaves before I take the foam adhesive off. So pop those in there. Look at how many we have. Oh, they're so cool. There we go. Pop them in there. Here. Okay, now I'll remove the backing on the foam adhesive. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. Okay. I have to turn my fan back on. I am sweating. It's a pretty quiet fan, but it does scare me because it does blow things around. This would not be a good time to have a leaf blow and stick to my walls instead of staying inside the well. Okay. The fun part, closing it up. I gotta stand up to do this. It's easier for me to kind of get things lined up this way. Okay, and press all over. Very cute. They definitely move around better than the last one. I think if I were to do it one more time, I would only stack one leaf as opposed to two. But they're so cute. Fun. Just because I think my foam adhesive is a little on the thinner side. But they're moving around way better. This is the best. I've actually done, I hate to say this, 2 other versions of this. This is the 3rd time I've made this card. And this is the best movement I've had so far out of all of them. So yay, I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna tap it down, get all those leaves to the top. There we go. Fun. And I'm gonna stick this down to our card now. Oh, before I do it, I forgot to do my sentiment. Oh no, well, I have to do it now. I have to do it this way. Shoot, guys, I was so excited to put the shaker together and I forgot about my sentiment. We are gonna heat emboss, so it's a little scary, but I actually did it on this card because I forgot about it also. So we can do it. It does work. All right, we're gonna grab that fall. I mean, you could do whatever sentiment you want. But fall is my favorite. Fall is my favorite color. Fits nicely on this tree trunk, which is where I'm going to have my sentiment. I think the Thankful for You just cuts it a little close, but you could cut your stamp. You could do that. And I did forget that I ink blended this too. I was supposed to do this before. See, I should have followed in my instructions. I have it written correctly, but of course, when I'm doing it live, I forgot all about my instructions. I think that's crooked. That's good. Very good, Tammy. I think that's a great idea. I had covered mine with anti-static powder, but maybe I should have rubbed them like that. They might need a little extra more, but I think they're not sticking. It's just, it's a little tight. My foam adhesive is, well, my foam adhesive is fine. My problem is I stacked 2 die cuts together. Now I'm noticing this, it's staring me in the face. I stacked 2 die cuts together and I should have probably only stacked the stamped image to 1 plain die cut. I ended up making my leaves too thick. So they're just catching a little bit on the acetate. But the good news is they're not overlapping, which is what happened with my first one. The leaves aren't overlapping each other and getting piled up, stacked on top of each other, and then they're too tight and none of them move. So this is an improvement from my first one. I'm not sure that makes sense, but hopefully it does. I should test this, that it's dry enough, but I'm just going to hope that it is. Do as I say, not as I do moment here. Yeah, if they don't move, it's still cute. I mean, these guys move a little bit. They're just not as moving as well as I like them, but they're still moving better than my first 2. This is the most success I've had. I think if I were to do it one more time, a 4th time, I would either use thicker foam tape or most likely just stack one die cut. Okay. Let's hope the white embossing powder only sticks to my sentiment. If not, I can wipe it off. It's not the end of the world. Oh yeah, pretty good. Got lucky. Take a brush though and clean it out. It is in some of like some areas where I don't want it. Again, I should have done this first before I put my shaker card together, but I forgot. You'd think by the fourth time, well, actually, this is the third time. I haven't done fourth time yet, but by the third time, I would remember this part. Nope. Of course not. All right, I feel like there's still a little bit more here. I don't want. I have to be a little pickier on this one because I can't use my black marker trick. I could maybe try a brown marker, but that's harder to match. A lot harder to match. Use a needle. Okay, I think we're just about there. Okay, gonna heat set this. Perfect. Lisa, I don't know how I'm not well. I don't know how I'm doing it either. That's why I was hoping after this live I could get my nails done. I just haven't had any time. It's not easy. I don't like them being this long at all. But I just haven't had a chance to get them. And for some whatever reason, these nails have stuck on so well. Usually I have something broken by now. I'm just going to glue this down to our cardboard, but it's looking so cute. I love it. There we go. I'm just going to use liquid glue. Thanks, Polly. I'm glad you like it. This was a fun one. I really like this. I wanted to make a shaker card with that. And there's a lot. You could totally do a shaker card similar way and not use the die cut leaves. Use a shaker element to make it easier. And that would be super cute as well. I'm gonna weight this down for a minute. I can figure out where that is. There it is. While I look for my lid. And then we'll move on to, believe it or not, we'll be done with this card. Woohoo! And we'll be able to work on card number 2. Yeah, I know, Lisa. I used to have short nails actually all the time because I am a nail biter, which worked out well for me because I used to teach the wheel, how to use the pottery wheel. And I was a special education teacher, which both those professions, both those jobs, you should not have long nails for. And then when I got into card making and, you know, everybody's got to have such nice nails and everything, started getting into nails. There it is. So if I didn't have these, if I probably wasn't on camera, I would not have long nails. All right. We got our last bunch of leaves. I'm going to glue that pretty much on all of it on there. Yeah, I don't have fancy ones, but a lot of them they don't have nails as long as me because they are painting their real natural nails. But because I'm a nail biter, I can't have natural nails. I'll never, they'll be stubs. Left to my own devices, I'll just have stubs. With like Kathy Z, I think she has really nice nails and hers are just natural. She just is really good about painting them. I'm not good at that either. I don't know. Maybe I should go back to, why did you clog? There we go. Go back to my, just my short nails forever. They are not practical. You are right. Okay, we'll finish this off. But I'm a lot better with them than I used to be. I used to not be able to do anything with them. Now I can do most things with them. Down. But man, if you like hit something wrong with your nails, ooh, it hurts. I'm a picker, yeah. These guys are like fake nail. Okay, they're my real nail, but they have, the gel stuff on top. They are strong though. They are so good at holding up to. My real nails would have broke so long ago. Just trimmed off a little excess and then it's done. Oh my gosh, I love it. Super cute. And they do move. They do move. You can see they're moving around. Very fun. And they'd move even more. I think, oh, they're moving pretty good now. Cute. I love it. Okay, that's very fun. Super fun. Okay, let's move on to, and I actually really like the way this looks a little better. You can actually see the dimension. These are flat. You can kind of see the dimension on the die cuts in here. Let's see if I can get them. There you go. And it just looks so good. It's just one of those things that looks so good. Thanks, Lisa. Thank you, guys. All right, card number 2. Ooh, like that was forever. And now we're on to card number 2. Sorry, it just took longer than I expected. Okay, card number 2. I'm going to go through this probably pretty quick. The first thing we're going to start with is the stencils, and we're going to create the background. So since I'm doing ink blending and stencils, I'm going to use a sticky mat. We're going to ink blend over a A2 panel of alabaster, which is not white. It's kind of a cream cardstock, really light cream. I'm going to grab the layering stencils. Let me toss some of this stuff away before I get it. Here. And I do have a fair amount of colors picked out. As basically 2 colors for 3 of the stencils. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think we're going to start with this stencil. Now, I apologize. It doesn't really matter, but stencils 1, 2, 3 are the tree tops. You can use whatever combo you want. I'm apologizing in advance because mine are actually misnumbered. This is the original prototype, and we did change the order of these a little bit. So my numbers might be off, but I'm just going to hold it up to screen. I'm going to start with this one. It's like this. I don't know what number that is for you guys, but again, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to go, I did notice that you have a little bit shorter at the top and at the bottom. See the space between the panel and the side of the stencil? It just lines up a little bit better. This one's these set of stencils are really easy to ink blend. Nice, Cheryl. You were able to keep up. I'm impressed. Okay. For this one, let's start with, let's look what I did on here. Be consistent with the card. So this is the card we're making. Looks like I did the yellow combo for this. So we're going to start with Butter Bar, a beautiful yellow, and ink blend the whole stencil. These layering stencils are so pretty. And because they're trees, they really could be done in different color palettes and be more evergreen. Like you could use them for lots of different occasions. It doesn't have to be, you know, fall colors. You could do a green color palette. You could use the last stencil to make like winter trees. So they're really great. It's a really great set. Okay, done with that. Let's see. Yeah, Rosie agrees. It's very forgiving. Our next color is fawn, and I'm going to do a little gradation on these trees. So I'm going to have a little bit of fawn on the lower part. Now some of these are teeny tiny. I'll just do the best I can. This will add a lot more depth and interest. And I apologize I'm going fast because I've already gone so long on that first card. It just took a lot longer than I expected. I knew both these cards were going to be time-consuming ones. I just didn't think that first one was going to take me as long as it did. So I try not to make these crazy long, but they always come out crazy long. 2 cards is a lot, though. 2 cards is a lot to do. Okay, I'm going to remove this stencil. Then we'll move on to stencil number 2. Or whatever one. This stencil here. This is the one I'm going to do. The one that has like 2 little trees. Butt it up against each other. Now don't be alarmed. Some of these stencils do overlap with some of the trees. See, like here. So don't be like concerned, like, oh my gosh, you know, just kind of follow the same spacing you did before, you know, a little bit less space here, a little bit more here, and then equal here. But again, it's pretty forgiving. This is going to be our green combo. Notice how there overlaps. See how you can see some of that yellow tree? That's intentional. We're going to start with field greens. This is our light, and then we'll move to forever green. We'll start with field greens. Butter Bar is great, Polly. It's one of Jennifer McGuire's favorite colors from our ink line. It is a solid, beautiful, warm yellow. Oh yes, field greens is so good. Polly, you're using like my favorite colors over there. Yeah, I love this field greens. It's kind of a sageier color. So pretty. I actually used it a lot for the August, which is the Ichabod Study Hero Studio. So the one with the portraits of Abraham and Katrina. And I did their portraits in a lot of this green to kind of make them look like zombies. All right, forever green now. Our dark shade. Again, you're going to create a little gradation. My forever green probably needs a little more ink. It's a little dry. Okay, that's done. Last stencil, this one here with kind of the openings. Oh, a winter scene. I want to do the stencil as a winter scene with shades. Oh my gosh, that'd be beautiful, Polly. That's a great idea. Is this the right way? Nope, it's this way, Shannon. Make sure that hero arts, that's important. The hero arts always need to be in the lower right corner. Okay, stick that down. And we're going to start with pumpkin. Then we'll move to cranberry. So that color we used earlier. Try to overlap my colors a little bit so there weren't so many colors I was pulling, but sometimes I can't help myself. Starting with pumpkin. Ooh. Michelle says, I did a winter scene with deep blue and grays. Oh, I bet it's so pretty. I love blue and gray for winter scenes. I love that combo. It feels like chilly, frosty. I love it. Yeah, I bet that's so pretty, Michelle. Have you guys been sharing? Are you guys a part of our Hero Arts Collective, our Facebook group? Because that is a great place to share your projects that you've created with the kit, or see some other people's projects that they've created with the card kit or the other subscription options. I've been popping over there a lot more lately, and I've just been blown away by the projects that I've seen shared there. I'm just like, holy cow, it's so smart. You guys are, this community is so creative. It just gets me so excited. I love seeing what others do with like the card kits, or, you know, the same products that you're working with. It's like, oh, so many possibilities. It just is so inspiring. So if you're not a member, definitely go check that out, our Facebook group. If you don't do Facebook, I totally understand. But just throwing it out there if you're not aware. It's called Hero Collective. And it's really awesome. And we have some fun videos that include the creative team. Like Rosie did a couple of videos. Oh, Michelle, you got this. Share it. You'll be blown away by the positive response. And for very selfish reasons, I want you to, so I can see it. So I can see your card. All right, last stencil. Again, make sure that hero art's in the lower right corner. Line it up. This one's pretty easy to do. Just eyeball. You can kind of just center the tree trunks and stick it down. And this time we're going to ink blend in a brown. We're going to use that espresso that we used earlier for the first card. Just got to figure out where I put it. I think I found it. There it is. Okay, you. And we'll be done with all the inks except we're going to use Forever Green again. Oh, shoot. And I should have inked it up. That means I'm going to have to stamp it 6,000 times. No, I should have re-inked it. I forgot. Oh, yay, Polly. I'll go over and check. I'm trying to do better. I am. That's why I say it's okay if you don't do Facebook. I understand. I'm not a big Facebook person. So I forget to go over there and check. But I'm going to look for your creations, Polly. That's very exciting for me to see. But I've been trying to go over there more often, like kind of put it in my routine, like my things I check. I like try to go to an Instagram. I'm much more of an Instagram girly. But I really like the Facebook group because it's such a concentrated, like Instagram can be annoying because it shows you all these other things that you're not really interested in. But like when I go to the Hero Arts Collective, I just see Hero Art stuff, which is nice. Just see your creations. All right. All right, that's done. remove that. So pretty. Look at that beautiful background. Gorgeous. Okay. If the stencil's still available, it's still available very soon. Unless it sells out. I think it's one of the ones that was closer to selling out because it was a popular one. All right, what are we doing now? That's done. Now, I know it's so fun how it comes together, right? It's just such a fun reveal. So pretty. Now we're going to do the bed. Start to put that together. But first to start with the blanket, and we're going to stamp the blanket with the cling. I need my Misty. Take this off. I forgot about that. Put that away. Grab my cling. All right. Have to remove this. And I apologize. That looks scary. I can clean it all off, but I just never do. This is just tape runner that I stick down directly onto my Misty to hold my paper in place while I stamp. And then I'll take my stamp and center it over that. That way I don't have to use my magnets and I don't have to use a bigger piece of paper. All right, and I'm gonna make it straight, but we have some flexibility because we're die cutting it out. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We can take the die and line it up if we didn't end up stamping this pattern perfectly on there. You know, I just realized I could probably use just magnets if I changed where they were, but whatever. We're doing it this way. We're stamping this in the Forever Green. And I'm going to just really ink up half. Maybe a little bit more than half. See how it goes. Perfect. Keep going here. That turned out pretty good, actually. I was worried it was going to be so light because I really need to re-ink this, but it turned out pretty good. Now I'm going to stand up. Really press that down. Oh, looking real good. Almost there. Oh, I'm relieved. This is only like 3 times instead of 6 times, which is what I was afraid of. And it's pretty straight. Go me. Cute. Just have like one little splotch there. I don't know why. He's just not wanting the stamps. I'm gonna kind of precision ink. Hopefully I got it. I'm gonna press really hard. Okay, now that I did that, it looks like these need more because now it's like darker. Don't really need the additional layer, but it just looked a little like it was darker in one spot. That's perfect. That looks so good. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm going to clean it real quick. I'm out of Ultra Clean, so, but it's back in stock, so I got to get some more. This is the stamp scrubber. I use it for a clean one to press on the back. I mean, cleanish. To press on the back of my stamp when I'm stamping. And then this is my dirty one for cleaning my stamps. The scrubber block is so good, guys. If you're not using it, check it out. It just cleans the stamps so well. And also cleans stencils really good. That's the new thing I discovered that you can do with it. And it's the best way I've found to clean stencils. Because the bristles are delicate and they handle those stencil areas well. Toss this in here. Okay. Let's pull that out. Stick this back in there. Okay, and now we're going to die cut that panel. It's so good, Cheryl. The Ultra Clean is so good, right? It's the best cleaner, it really is. It does such a great job on some stubborn inks. Like, it's not going to get out stains in your clear stamps, but it's the best that I've found out there for. It does the best job. All right. The dies. All right. So this is the September die set. So we did the layering stencils. We did the September cling. Now we're on the die set. We're going to grab the blanket. Ooh, I just made it. And I'm going to die cut it out. And I did a pretty good job lining this up. So I'm just going to center it. Grab a couple pieces of tape to hold the die in place. Yeah, if I had more time, I'd actually show you cleaning my stencils with the scrubber block, but this is going on so long, and I always feel so bad that these go on so long. So do that another time, I guess. Save that for another day. Okay, die cut this out. And there's our blanket. Has that beautiful texture that the die puts on. And then just like real quilting, right? Like you have your cut pieces and then you have the actual quilting that adds that stitching texture. So good. Yes, and we got to see a sneak peek, right? See? Nice job. You were on top of it, Rosie. That's why I'm like, I gotta. And I know I feel bad if you're waiting to see that sneak peek and I go on and on and on and on. I think we'll jump ahead since this paper's still here, and we'll jump ahead to the sentiment because I have that paper out and kind of just get that done and over with. So I'm just going to use the back side. So this is the part I stamped on. Just use the back side. Pop it into my MISTI. And then we're going to grab the September Stampin' Cut, which is just that awesome two-step kind of gourd squash set. And we're going to stamp that beautiful sentiment that was included in the set. Wishing you a cozy fall. Oh, good. I'm curious too, Rosie. Put it over here to the side. And this gets stamped in the same ink. So we're going to use that Forever green again. There it is. Just shows you the power of rubber stamps. I'm really seeing here with my cling how dry my Forever Green is, but I couldn't really see it with my rubber because rubber just stamps better, y'all. It just does. I do love my clears though. Clears are so wonderful, but don't take my red rubber away from me. I want both. I want a world with both, please. Don't make me choose. Luckily, I don't have to. All right, almost there. I think one more time ought to do it. That looks a little scary. Okay, I lied. One more time. Yay, Polly says red rubber stamps so much better. I am blessed to have collected for me years and have a great variety. Yeah, they are wonderful. They are absolutely wonderful. I agree. They stamp so good. Cling are wonderful that you can see through them. Don't get me wrong. Thanks to the Misty cling, the fact that you have to stamp cling multiple times, not a big deal. But nothing stamps like that red rubber though. Okay, grab the die from this Stampin' Cut because we're going to die cut the sentiment out, and then we can put it away. Now, I am going to die cut the sentiment out twice, actually. Once blank and one here. So first I'll die cut the stamped sentiment. And the reason I'm doing it twice is because I want to stack the die cut so I have a little bit of dimension. Just thought that looked cute. Kind of happened accidentally because I was trying different things when I created this project, and I really liked the way it looked. Okay, I do have to turn my fan on. It's too hot for me. Could be a problem when we start die cutting though. The little pieces for the, oh, that feels much better. Okay, so there it is, die cut out. Whoa, that's making my tree go crazy, my plant go crazy back there. Die cut one more time. Just a plain one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just stack these together right now to get it done and over with. And then we will be ready. It's actually coming together faster than I thought. Then we'll be ready to do all the die cuts for the critters. That's the next part. Bed, then critters, actually. Bed first, then critters. There we go. So that's a little stacked. I got the stencils. You will not be disappointed, Lisa. They're so good. They are very versatile and they're just cute. And stencils are so fun because you can do so many techniques with them, and you can use paste, you can use sprays with them. But this was a really versatile set. Okay, this is what we got so far. We got the bed. We got the blanket. We've got our sentiment. See how cute? Now we're going to make the bedpost. That's just kind of two dies. You got this large die here, and then you have a smaller die that cuts out a detail for all the knobs and kind of this additional stuff. I chose cards. This would look cute out of like gold or silver, like specialty cardstocks, the metallic or the metal ones. But I'm going to use cardstocks that were included in the card kit. I'm going to start by die cutting the bed frame or the bed post out of cinnamon, which again was included in the card kit paper pack. This is one of my favorite colors. I'm going to cut it here like this. I think that's a little bit more economical. Actually, can I do it here? Almost. Oh, I'm too scared. It's too scared I'm going to mess it up. Oh, you will definitely be successful, Lisa. I have no doubt. You will be totally successful. And you saw how fast I did it. They were super fast. Okay. Just made it there. Whew. Okay, that's cinnamon done. Pull this out. Perfect. So we got our bed frame done. Now I'm going to take that small die and die cut the accents. I'm going to die cut them out of terracotta, which I didn't pull. How dare I? Luckily, I have it right beside me. This was another one that was included in your kit. Let's grab a little scrap. It's a little bit lighter orange than the cinnamon. If you call cinnamon orange, you might call it brown. It's like an orangey brown. Terracotta is definitely an orange, though. My plate is, I think, mad at me. All right, there we go. Let's put this together. We got our pieces here. I'll pop them out. There we go. Our bed frame, just glue it right here on the magic mat. That works. Grab our glue and our precision tool. This glue keeps clogging. Erg. I don't like that. I do like the narrow tip though, but I don't like that I'm getting clogging. And maybe it's totally me just not putting the lid on fast enough, which I could definitely see being my fault. All right, grab that one. Stick it on. Yikes. Probably need a little more glue than what I had. Okay, one side done. Go. Okay. Ah! I hate that. Stay put. Stay where I put you. There we go. Okay. Bedpost done. It's so good. I can't wait for you to get it too. That's so nice to hear. Yes, I'm so glad you liked your stencils. I'm glad I got you into stenciling because I love stencils. I think they're so cool. And they're a lower price point. They tend to be a little bit at a lower price point, especially a single stencil. I know the layering could get a little bit more expensive, but there's just so much you can do with them on top of that. Okay, I have some white cardstock. I'm going to die cut 2 pillows from, here's one piece. I'm digging into my scraps. I gotta have another piece, another little square. Okay. All right, I think that will do. Some scraps. Grab the pillow, and I'm gonna die cut 2 pillows. Start with 1. Yeah, this set is so cute, and the way that it's designed, that the heads are like, you just have these heads, and the hands are kind of detached. It just allows you to play and create fun little places you can put them. A little more flexibility. Okay. Oop, that was dirty looking. My one side of my plates is dirty, so when I flip my plates over, sometimes it'll leave some icky. It's either, I don't know if it's ink or what it is. It could be ink. Like a residue, but I can just erase it off. All right, there's our 2 pillows. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. We can actually put this bed together without the bear. The bear we can add last. I'll do it side by side so you can see. But I'm going to go ahead and glue these pillows kind of to the bed frame. Let's do it off to the side here. I'm going to use the original card as a guide, kind of where they should go. Start with 1. Add liquid glue to the railing. Clogged again. Yikes. I don't like that. Okay. Stick this one down. Kind of up high like that. And then the other one is easier. And I did put these pillows to the side intentionally because I want to have the bear more to the right, and that leaves room for the kitty on the left. Now the blanket will go ahead and get glued right down. You can just add glue to the bottom of the bedpost. Clogged again. Don't make me lose my mind. Ooh, I'm hoping to make the fox look like a raccoon. Oh, for your son's girlfriend? That's so funny. I love it. My husband loves raccoons too. I bet you can. I totally think you can do that, Michelle. I see that being very possible. You make it, you got to share it too. Share it to the Facebook group. I want to see it. Or Instagram or whatever. I guess you can do Instagram too. All right. I got glue everywhere, but it's stuck. No, no, it's not. Let's try again. Oh, I must have like keep pushing down a dry piece of glue. Then it's just giving me troubles. Well, I got to go get some more precision glue ASAP. All right. I think it's finally glued. Okay, I'm going to add foam adhesive and stick it to my card. So grab my strips. Where did they go? Here they are. Okay. We're actually making great time on this one. And I was all worried he'd be the long time consuming one. I should not be saying any of this stuff because this is how I do myself. We're doing great. Jinx myself is probably the right way to say it. Yep, the blanket was totally like, psych, never mind, you thought you were stuck. Yeah, right. Just kidding. All right, and then I can use slightly wider ones here. I can use that for this part. And we'll do one more, a little bit more at the bottom. Perfect. It's beautiful. It's got enough. All right. The tweezers, I need them to remove the backing. Gosh, turning the fan on was the right choice. It feels so much better. It's not noisy though, right guys? You can't hear it. You having a race with me? You're going to win, Rosie. You're going to win. Stick this right down. I got to stand up. I really should. You guys, I had never done this before, but I'm realizing this as I stick this down. How cute this bed is, even without a critter in it. It's so cute. You don't hear the fan? That's good, Tammy, because it's making me feel so much better. I'm actually going to go ahead and glue this sentiment down. First, I'm going to unclog. I don't think it would do any good leaving the pin tool in there because I think the clog is. So that was better. Oh my gosh, you had chemistry homework due. Yikes. Glad I don't have to do that. I'm making 3 of the same card using the October kit. Wow. Rosie's amazing. Hold that down for a second. Chemistry is so fun. I'm glad you think so, Tammy. I was not very good at chemistry. But ironically, I did ceramics, which actually has a fair amount. Oh, I just realized now. Oh no. The fan's making the camera move. That's no good. Okay, we're gonna turn it off. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't realize I was making the camera move this whole time. I apologize. That's annoying for it to be all bouncy. You're a scientist. That's awesome. But I did do some ceramics or some chemistry in ceramics. But I will admit it was a bit over my head. All right, let's put together the bear. Oh, Jennifer, good job for you. I'm glad you came up. You beat the clump. I'm glad you persevered over your clump. Okay, the bear has not too many parts really. He has a head, one layer for his face, little paws. This little die here is for his nose and eyes. And then we have this die here. Like this could be, you could do less layers, but I'm going to do all of them just to kind of show you how they all put together. But you could opt out some of these layers. This is just kind of ends up with a flush die cut, but if you want to, you can. JC, you're like scientists like JC. Yeah, that's so cool. I wish I understood it better. I really do. I actually have the cardstocks pulled. We're going to start. We have some of that brown, that truffle, and fawn that we used earlier. And let's see how many we can cut out at once. So the base of the bear gets cut out of the fawn, but really it could be cut out of white. This gets cut out of fawn, and this gets cut out of fawn. The little ear inserts. This gets cut out of brown. His paws get cut out of the brown. And the nose will get cut out of black, which I think I can just rip this to get it all on here. All right. We'll cut out all the parts for our bear in one go. I like that. My brother-in-law is a pharmacist. It has some chemistry, right? My sister is a pharmacy technician. And she actually majored in chemistry when she was in college. So I was like, wow, dang, Gina, you are smart. And I think that's awesome. I was an art major. I did not major in chemistry. I majored in pretty pictures. All right. But I have to say, it has ended up serving me well. I did go into education, though. I did teach. I was a teacher for a few years. And I loved it. But I took time off when I had children to be at home with them. And then I didn't go back. That's when I really fell down the card making rabbit hole. All right. Put all these dies back. And now let's put this bear together. We've got his paws, his face, and I have the other little die cuts here resting on that brown cardstock so I don't lose them. I bet you do, Tammy. I bet that's awesome. That is like different parts of your brain, I think. And that's just so cool. Makes you a well-rounded person. I'm going to start with this piece here. And I like how the base die kind of gives you a guide. You have to have impressions of where to line up these pieces. And see, this is where I could stop. I could not do the additional layers. I didn't necessarily have to do the ear inserts because I'm making the same color. I don't have to even do this part here of his face, but I'm going to. But if you wanted to save time, you could not do those. This ends up being like a flush paper piece. Actually, it's inlay die cut, which is cool, but it's nice you have the option. And we'll grab this one. Tuck him in there. Okay, and then the nose. He's so cute. And then the eyes. I'm going to put a little bit of glue inside here. And I could have done the base out of black and I wouldn't have to inlay the eyes. I mean, there's a lot of flexibility. I then would have had to inlay the muzzle and the ears, but I need my tweezers. Okay, where's my other piece? Oh no! There it is. Oh, I found it. I hate when I lose my little die cuts. It makes me nuts. Okay. There, the bear is done. So cute. He's so adorable. Okay, we'll put him there. I'll put his paws down. Kind of figure out where I want everything to go. I think just like that. That's perfect. So I'm going to pick them up one at a time and glue them down. Oh my gosh, he's so adorable. Oh, Polly, I bet that turned out so good. Yeah, die cuts look so incredible when you color them with Copics. That's a really good suggestion. And another option too. This is great if you don't happen to have alcohol markers. You can definitely use colored cardstock. Look at him, he's so cute. Can't handle it. Okay. Now, for the kitty cat. Kitty cat's actually from the bonus. So it's not from the dies. We're actually done with the die set. Grab the bonus item now. And I actually can make a kitty and a mouse, but I'm just going to make the cat. We'll start with this one. We're going to use beeswax, a light yellow. I think this is all from the kit. Tuscan, which is the darker yellow. And the base of the cat will be cut out of the darker color. So that includes the base of his body and his head. Actually, I'm just realizing I don't need this piece. This large piece we don't need because I end up, I'm going to hold the cat here. I end up kind of overlapping those parts more. I don't end up using it. I try to make him a little tighter ball. So I'm not using this die. But I am going to use the head, the body, and the tail. I'm going to cut that out of the Tuscan. And then the striped parts we'll cut out of our lighter color cardstock. His ears will be the darker. And let's stop there. Get that going. Okay, cut that out really quick. Oh, peeking behind the tree. That's such a good idea. I love that idea, Tammy. Yeah, that treehouse die is awesome, especially with these animals. Super cute with the squirrels that come in the card kit, but also really cute with these dies. I did one card I did it during the unboxing where I combined the critters from the September die set of the month with that treehouse die from the card kit, and I really liked how it turned out. So I think it's a great idea. Okay, we're going to grab all these pieces, pop them there, that out. Pop all these pieces out. There we go. Okay, and then I want to move on to the nose, kind of that muzzle. The muzzle gets cut out of our alabaster, which is a very, very light cream. The We're gonna have to cut the eyes and nose twice because I actually want to the eyes black and the nose coral. Use this little scrap here for the nose. And we are almost done. Put this kitty together, but he'll come together really fast. I have one more thing to die cut. A little nose. I don't need these coral eyes, so in the trash. Grab our black. Actually, I have to use this scrap that I had before. Okay. It's go time. Everything cut out. I'm gonna go ahead and put these dies away. One last thing. Let's start putting these pieces together. Again, I did not cut out the body, the base for the body, because I intentionally want to overlap a lot more. Start with this one. Start with the tail, just because it's the first thing I grabbed. Nice. Nice glue. I love it. I love it when you do that. Okay. I am grabbing some scrap cardstock here and just tapping off that excess because the glue clearly squirt everywhere, which is so nice. There we go. I'm going to have to turn this kitty into a Cheshire cat. I mean, can't he be a Cheshire cat? Or the Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland? I think he can be. And his head can be detached. That's very Cheshire cat-like. That would be fun. My daughter right now is really into Alice in Wonderland because she's going to do a musical at her school for it. And I think she would get such a kick out of that, seeing him look like the Cheshire cat. Too bad I can't give him a grin. That's the only thing he needs. He just needs that mischievous grin. He'd be a dead ringer. All right, glue these little parts onto the ears. There we go. Get it turned around. Okay, let's glue his little muzzle. Cute. And then his cute little nose. This is Oliver. This is my ode to Oliver. He kind of looks like this. And then his eyes. Oh, Tammy, I didn't even think about that. It does seem like it could be a grin. His tail. I didn't even, you guys are brilliant. That's such a good idea. It's worth a try, right? It's worth a try. The worst thing it could do is just not use it. And lay those little eye pieces and We did it. So cute. Okay. Last piece on the card. Here we go. I'm actually going to kind of put it together. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He balled up just this little ball. Put a little at the top. And I'm just putting it together, piecing it together the way I wanted. I just wanted him a little tighter ball. That's all. He's so cute. Stop it. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. I'll just have him sleeping right there. There's Oliver in bed. Though, honestly, if he was in bed, he'd be like laying on top of your head, I think. My kitties are too much kittens that they're too active at night that they're not. There we go. Oh my gosh, with 5 kitties on it. That's so cute, Tammy. That'd be adorable. Oh, look at that. It's so sweet. Such a fun card. Love all these components together. They really make such a fun kind of fall. Definitely has that cozy fall feel. So cute. All right, guys. That was both of the cards. I hope you enjoyed them. I'm sorry they were so long, but they were definitely some more involved cards. But now I'm going to show you the October card kit. I won't save it any longer. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 6x8 stamp set. You have this huge, gorgeous stamp set. This is the Deck the Halls with Disco Balls stamp set. You can see there is a disco ball. There are layering stamps here that you can actually fill in the disco ball, or you can leave it open if you want. Stamp it, maybe heat emboss it in gold or silver. There's a holly leaf and berry that are nice solid stamps. You have this beautiful H that you can combine with the disco ball to kind of say like ho, ho, ho. That's a super fun idea. I think, no, nothing on the back. I'll show you the back in a second, but I thought there might be some pictures on the back. I do not have any of my cards with me right now to show you any projects. So, but the sneak peeks will be rolling out in a few days. So you'll get to see some sneak peeks with this stamp set. So stay tuned to Hero Art's Instagram to see those. But look at, there's this gorgeous kind of radiating circle that you can pair up with the disco ball. This awesome circular sentiment. These are just a lot of really fun design elements that really play beautifully together, and you can create really kind of a graphic, bold, modern, but also playful Christmas collection of Christmas cards or holiday cards. So really, really fun. You have kind of bold, like bursts, like those mid-century kind of style almost bursts. A bow, which actually is a layering stamp as well. So you have the outline, you can use all by itself, or you can combine it with the solid stamp to quickly color it in, or use all on its own. There's a hat with a layer. That's what this piece is. We'll color in this portion. So the same thing like the bow, the outline, you can use it just the outline or with just like the disco ball, with the layer to kind of fill in, which goes here. Some really beautiful sentiments. You have "In My Merry Era." Isn't that cute? And you won, Rosie. I'm almost done though. Oh, I can't believe I beat you. Have a Ball This Christmas, which of course plays perfectly with the crystal. I keep wanting to say that. Disco ball. Deck the Halls with Disco Balls. Super cute. So really fun. Very playful, but also has that cool kind of modern, sophisticated style. Now, there are coordinating dies for this Deck the Halls with Disco Balls stamp set. You can see them on the back, and they cut out everything. All the sentiments, I didn't even point out these awesome, it's always awesome to have some evergreen branches. You can kind of turn the disco ball into an ornament and then have it hanging from your evergreen parts. So you have dies for that. You have dies for the sentiments. You have dies for the bursts, dies for the holly berries, for the holly leaf, for the H, the Santa hat, the ribbon or the bow. So everything gets a die. Of course, these circular dies that cut out that sentiment and the awesome kind of radiating circle. So super cool. Rosie says, my favorite sentiment is the in the Mary era. I know, it's so good. Don't look for any other sentiments on my projects. I love that. So also, in addition to this stamp set and the coordinating dies, there is an additional die set, and this is a big boy. Look at this die set. This is, oops, let me turn it this way. The October, where is it? Well, I can't remember the name of this one, but it's a large disco ball die set. You can see I have this really huge disco balls die. I'm going to turn it like this. And then I'm going to turn it this way. A bow, some more of the bursts, which is really nice. I'll turn it over here so you can see. There's that large disco ball die. Great for shakers, which you will see me create one with that for sure. You have the layers for the bow. So there's actually 4, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dies to create this beautiful layered bow out of colored cardstock, and they can be paired up together. Bursts for the accents, and it's nice that there's one die that die cuts all of them out at once. I love that. And what was the other thing to say? Oh, and it has this additional die here. You see this? Which you see at the top here, can be used to actually turn this into a big tag. So how fun is that? You could actually hang your string or your twine, whatever you're using to tie your tag to your gift, and actually turn this disco ball into a super big, fun shaped tag. So very cool. It's also large enough, obviously, to even be a shaped card. You can see how large it is. That's a large die. That is a very large die. I don't want to take it out of here, but you can see it fills the space really well. So super cool. There's more, of course, but those are the main products in the kit. We have also included some gold embossing powder. This is Hero Arts Gold Embossing Powder. It's a wonderful embossing powder. You have a 1/2 ounce, which is actually a ton. You'll use that, pairs really nice with the other products that are included in the kit, and that is mainly a paper pack. So you have a paper pack included in the kit, and I'm going to open it up here, or I have it opened up. You have a sheet of poppy. This is one of my most favorite colors. It's a beautiful, beautiful red. I'm going to butcher this. I think this is, no, I can't remember. We'll have them listed, but a nice light pink. This is tutu. I know that one. And then I forgot this one. Delilah, I think. Ugh. Don't quote me on any of these. This I know. Beeswax, because we just used it. Tuscan, because we just used it for the kitty. This beautiful green. This is Fern. Then we have one of my favorite cardstocks. This is the Seaside. It's a beautiful kind of teal. Then we have Waterfall and a little bit darker teal. I mean, look at these colors together. Oh, so, so pretty. And then Alabaster, that cream color. I love this color. Love, 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 love. So beautiful palette. But the way the gold embossing powder comes into play is there's 2 sheets of this kind of matte gold cardstock. And these are the half sheets. So 8.5 by 5.5. So pretty big half sheets that are wonderful. Oh, thank you. So tutu, blush. Okay, that was blush, tutu, and Delilah. So I just couldn't remember blush. I did pretty good. Thank you, Rosie. So that is all that's included in the October card kit. It's going to be a good one. I cannot wait for you guys to see the projects. The creative team has really started creating such beautiful stuff. I said started because I haven't seen all of them yet, but a lot of them are just so good. I had a bunch of fun creating with them, but yeah, you guys are gonna love it. Yeah, isn't the colors so pretty? So fun. But yeah, this is a really fun, kind of a unique idea for Christmas, and I think it's just gonna be a blast to play with. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn the camera back to, I should get my mouse, but I don't have it. Back to myself. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this extra long September Stampin' Craft. We created 2 really fun cards. This guy, and I can grab it here, our fun shaker. Oh, look at them move around. Ah, I'm so excited about that. And our bonus card with our cute little Oliver there. All right, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, the little bit that you have left. I hope you make the most of it. And I will see you guys. Actually, the next live I'm doing is very soon. It's going to be an unboxing for the rest of the card kit and the rest of the Hero Studio. And that will be October 2nd. So I hope to see you then. We'll get that scheduled in the YouTube, our YouTube channel soon. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, thank you so much. I loved having you here, chatting with me, sharing all your awesome ideas. And you guys were so kind. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys hopefully on October 2nd. Bye, everyone.